Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Balarama, So, Hare Krishna, I want to welcome all of you affectionately and wholeheartedly. You have made a correct decision, a good decision, to come today to the Krishna temple in Berlin. Today is a very, very important festival day, and I will talk about it a little bit in my lecture. I just want to now see that all of you find a comfortable sitting place. I think you all agree with me. It would be nice if we have a little bit bigger temple room. a little bit. So please all sit down. If you need cushions, perhaps we do have some in the back. Those who sit on chairs, please sit in the back of the room so that everyone can see still very nicely.
My parents, yeah. No, I'll do the turbans and stuff like that, but like I'll do the turbans and stuff like that.
How is it with all of you? Let me ask in German English. Könnt ihr mit Englisch was anfangen? Also wenn ich in englischer Sprache spreche? So let us all calm down, become a little peaceful in our heart. Let us see if everyone is nicely taken care of. The children are peaceful. That's so far so good. Once again, thank you so much for coming today to this wonderful festival. The first time I celebrated the festival was in Vrindavan, India. And we had started the festival already early, but around noontime, the monks brought in a huge clay pot like this, a vessel. It was filled to the brim with honey, liquid honey. So then they somehow hung the altar, and they will bring the bathing water of the Lord, which you all came forward, and I know there's a lot of honey inside because I was pouring one glass after the other. So yes, so let us hear a little bit about this divine personality today. Let us open our ears, our intellect, and our heart to receive Balaram Kripa on this day, which is called Balaram Jayanti, the appearance day of Lord Balaram. Please repeat after me a mantra, so which we offer respectful obeisances to Balaram. Namas.
One note.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Valinam Shrestha.
Valinam Shrestha.
Namaste. obeisances to Lord Balarama. He's the best of the strong and the support of the entire earth. Obeisances unto you, O enemy of Pralamba. Please deliver me, O older brother of Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. My dear everyone, when we talk of God, we have to know He has many, many forms in which He manifests Himself. And all these forms are identical with Him. Consider this candle. Imagine it is a real candle with a flame. Now when I take a second candle and light it from the first candle, what would you say? The light in the first candle the same as the light of flame in the second candle? Someone nods the head. Yes, it is the same. I can take this flame, and this is no flame, this is electricity.
This is also the same.
Yes, here we go. Yes. This oil lamp. I can take multiple other oil lamps, hold them to this first oil lamp, and have a flame which is identical with this. So in much the same way, Lord or Krishna has many expansions, and they are all the Lord Himself. Therefore, in spirituality, we don't make the mistakes with which religions sometimes make, not all the times. That is to quarrel about, oh, my God is different from your God. The Hindu God is different from the Christian God. The Muslim God is different from the what else do we have? Jewish God. No, it is not like this. Spiritualists see the Lord is in His many forms always the Supreme Personality. However, each single manifestation of God has some specific thing to offer. For instance, Buddha has something to offer, wisdom, divine wisdom. Prithu Maharaj has governance or rulership over the earth to offer. Krishna has to offer beauty, sweetness, his flute play, etc. And Balarama, who is the first expansion of Krishna, has also something special to offer. Balaram, if you so want, is the first light which has expanded from the original light. And this form of the Lord is in this mantra worshipped as the best of the strong, in the support of the earth. You must know that there are two types of strengths, and when we hear today about this strength, we mean a particular type of strength, a strength which we all need so very much. There is what we can call Purushakara, that is our own strength, the strength which we human beings can come up and expand. And I have seen today one guest of ours. He has trained very hard and he has now very strong biceps muscles. I have seen last time when I saw his muscles, they were hanging down a little bit, but perhaps he felt inspired to train his muscle. So he has become a little stronger than last time I saw him, but his strength has certainly a limit. The strength of Balaram has no limit. It is said in one of his forms, he's carrying all the planets on his head. What we know in this world as the law of gravitation is the strength of Balaram in the spiritual world. It's Balaram, or in the form called Ananta Shesha, who supports all the planets, who are like mustard seeds, small, and he doesn't even feel the weight when he carries them on his head. There is a pilgrimage place in Vrindavan where you can go, where it is said that Balaram, at the time when the earth was in trouble, put his foot down and he lifted the whole earth on his head. So you can still see the footprint of Lord Balaram in that particular place. It is to be found, I know exactly how to go there, but what's the name? Yes, the mountain of Vyomasura. Yes, they're just near to it, you can see. However, when we as spiritual people think about strength, we don't think so much of muscular strength or of physical strength, or of the strength which is required to lift a planet. We think more of another type of strength, which is known as Daivi. Daivi means a divine strength which is given by the Lord to those who asked for it. This divine strength is very, very important when you want to walk the spiritual path without failing and falling and making mistakes. No? There's an Upanishadic verse about this. It says, Nayamatma balahinena labhya. One can't attain the platform of self-realization without spiritual strength. One cannot attain the platform of self-realization without spiritual strength. 3 days ago, one of my very close devotee friends had sent me a video of a saint who lives also in that mystic place, Vrindavan. This saint has since a long time strong kidney failure. Now, he was often asked, what if we, he has disciples or students who learn from him. Many people are there. When he comes out in the morning to go to the place where he gives the morning lecture. There are 20,000 people on the side of the road, 10,000 on the left side and 10,000 on the right side, and they want to just get his darshan. They want to see him and they want to be seen by him. So many of his followers have said, we know you have strong kidney failure. We must, can we give you a kidney donation? And he said, no. How can I live when I give pain to others? I will not accept the donation of healthy kidneys. And you will live longer and you will serve longer. Then he said something so beautifully. I don't live on material strengths. I live on daidi, on spiritual strength, which is given to me by Sriji, Srimati Radharani, you know, by God, the godly dimension. This is a necessary spiritual strength if you want to move forward and make consistent advancement in spiritual life without failing and without falling down. See, your material education, your wealth, your beauty, all what you have learned in school and from life cannot really help you to dance with God, to be in His presence, and so on. For this journey, you don't need money. For this journey to come back to your original position, you don't need even knowledge or beauty or high parentage, coming from a good family. You need spiritual strength. And to those who walk on the spiritual path, Krishna is willing to give this spiritual strength. There is a verse from the Bhagavad Gita which describes why Krishna and his expansions like Balarama appear at all in the world of men. And the verse is like this. I want to sing it to you. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharmasvanusti dharma samstapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. Time after time, age after age, I appear personally to deliver those who walk on the spiritual path and to annihilate those who are rascals and disturb the progress of the human beings. And another purpose of mine, why I appear, is to re-establish the principle of religion. I give help. So the way Krishna does this is through his first expansion, Balarama. He is in charge to deliver the spiritual strength which we need to maintain our Dharma, which we need to continue to move forward. Even in Berlin, where there are so many distractions, there are so many temptations. You must know in this world there is a certain law. The law is that of diminution, the law of decreasing, the law of losing value. Look at your house. If you have a house and you let it stand, after some time it will have Schimmelpilze, fungus, then there's some problem in the roof and the the water comes down into your living room. Look at your car. You may now have a good car, but in 10 or 20 years, your car is ready for India. They drive everything in India. Or look at something else. Look at relationships. If you don't constantly be present in relationships, the relationships will become distant. This is a law in this world, and unfortunately, this law also applies to your spiritual practice, to your spiritual life, to your efforts for self-realization. It applies to your enthusiasm to become a better version of yourself. If you don't do anything to nourish it, it will become lesser, and lesser. If you believe, if you are a devotee of Krishna and you chant every morning, meditate every morning 2 hours in japa, you will see if you don't do something to give this practice life, you will start to chant for maybe 1.5 hours, then for 1 hour, then on some days for 10 minutes, and so on. Or with other things, if you desire to be very strict spiritual practice, and do something as simple as rising early in the morning, you will see if you don't motivate yourself, if you don't increase your strength, 5 o'clock will become 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock will become 7 o'clock, and on Sundays, who can say? And so on. So this is the law of this world. Everything except for the sun and the moon will deteriorate, will lose its power, will lose its strength. And unfortunately, our spiritual practice is no exception. Therefore, today is a very good day for getting strength, for refilling your tank. There is a sacred scripture. I think most of you know it. If you don't yet have this book, it is the best book I can recommend. It's the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you don't have it, wait for a few weeks. When September comes, there is an activity in this temple. It's almost like a free for all. And everyone can get a Bhagavatam set, either with financial support from outside, from friends of the temple, or they can purchase a set of this wonderful spiritual encyclopedia for really a reduced price. Anyways, so in that work, it's thousands of years old, it says, as long as one has a body, one should destroy one's enemies by the strength of the Lord. And some of you think, what? By the strength of God, enemies should be destroyed. I thought these Hare Krishna people are peaceful people. Are they now also like fundamentalists? No, don't worry. The enemies which we have, as long as we are in this material body, are attachments that are harmful to us. We know we shouldn't eat so much, but already we have a belly like an elephant, but we cannot leave it. Or we know we should give up smoking, perhaps, or we know we should do this, but something in us, our habits make us attached to this. Illusion is another enemy. for someone who has attained a material body. Fear is there, passion, or that we become envious on someone who's walking the path and we think, oh, he gets so much more support and so on. These things should be destroyed with the sword of knowledge, which is sharpened by the service of a genuine spiritual master. No? Krishna gives you an instrument. He gives you spiritual knowledge in works like the Bhagavad Gita. And if you follow the instructions of a pure soul, a great devotee, a great saint, you will be able to sharpen that knowledge, and it will help you to get rid of your attachments, illusions and fears which you may carry in your heart. Without the strength of the Lord, without this divine strength, one is like a passenger on a chariot with blind horses. Imagine you have a chariot and the chariot has blind horses. You don't know where the chariot will bring you. Or without this sword of knowledge, one is like a helpless victim. Without the spiritual strength, I wanted to say, one is like a helpless victim who's overcome by the plunderers of these attachments, illusion, fear, which come. I remember there was a time when we were trying to build a temple in Vrindavan in India. And we were at that time very poor. Now we are also poor. We want to have a temple here in Berlin so that we can invite so many more people and do not need to send anyone home. But at the moment we are waiting for a miracle. So we were in a similar situation when we went to India. Someone gave us a piece of land, but we had no financial means to buy bricks or bamboo and all these construction materials. But then after a long effort and struggle, by the help of many people, we were able to open a temple which is still there. It's called the Krishna Balarama temple, where Krishna and Balaram can be found on the central altar. My dear everyone, these were difficult days, pioneer days. We were, I still remember these times. We had no mosquito nets. We were somehow in malaria when the mosquito season came right after the monsoon. We had no money to buy 3 meals a day. We were really poor monks. I remember also it was a very blissful time. Sometimes when you don't have anything, you put all your attention to God. That was the time when we were like this. But somehow, because of our desire to build a beautiful temple for the Lord, we opened a temple in 1773 or 71 or so. I cannot remember numbers without making mistakes. So in the 70s. At that time, my spiritual teacher was sitting like I'm sitting now and addressed all of us, and he made like it was a breath of really, he said, now all the problems are over. Krishna is there, and on his right side there is Balarama. Pray to Krishna for intelligence in your spiritual life, then you will make no mistakes, so Krishna will give it. And also pray for strength But for strength, you must go to Balaram. Then there is no problem any longer. Because Balaram gives these Daivi Shakti, this divine strength which we need to say no to illusion, to say no to our old habits, to say no to our desires which sometimes want harmful things for us. Let's pray for Balaram. And I remember one of my god sisters, Jagannatha, really, she had a bad case of malaria and she said, oh, what can I do? I will die. We told him, don't worry, you won't die. You please go now before Krishna and Balaram on the altar and you pray to Balaram for strength. And Srila Prabhupada, our teacher, said he will give it to you. Your problems are over. And I remember, really? Is that simple? And then she went and she did her prayer. On the first day, nothing happens. But then she went a second day and also third day, and then miraculously something turned in her and she became free from that disease. I think all of us require this strength, which is not just physical strength, but the spiritual strength. When you have a lot of spiritual strength, somehow you are in a mood, a spiritual mood, and your body just follows, like, let us say, a shadow follows the hand on the moving hand. I remember another incident. My spiritual master was in London at the Bhakti Manor. That's the place where I first saw Krishna. Krishna was singing there with his little brother, who was perhaps 7 years old at that time. And both of these brothers were singing beautifully. We will ask Krishna to sing today also. You will see that they're singing. So Prabhupada was there in the manor and he told the audience, Prabhupada is our spiritual master, there's a difference between you and me. You can fall down from the spiritual path, but I cannot fall down. It's a strong statement, no? Imagine a spiritual teacher addressing you. There's a difference between you and me. You can fall, I cannot fall. So after the class, Srila Prabhupada did not leave the temple room. He didn't go out of the temple room like he always did, to go to his room and receive people who wanted to speak to him. He went right before the altar, in front of the deities, in front of the Lord, and he prayed. He prayed for a long time. I have seen this also. Prabhupada would pray sometimes for half an hour. And one of his disciples, after the prayer session was over, went to him and said, "What were you praying for?" And Prabhupada replied, "I was praying that I may never fall down." The disciple responded, but in your talk earlier you said you will never fall down. That's the difference between you and us. And Prabhupada replied, "Yes, because I'm always praying never to fall down, therefore I can never fall down." My dear listeners, this opens a very important path in spiritual life. It's called Vandanam, or the art of prayer. I think it takes a long time for a normal person to say, okay, now I cannot do this any longer alone. I must pray. I know even for myself, who is quite some time on the path. It takes a long time because I'm so busy in other things before I sit down and pray. And there is a reason why this is so. In this world, each one of us is so much accustomed to do things on his own strength. We go out on our own strength, we work to get the Lakshmi, or we give part of our Lakshmi to be invested somewhere. With our intelligence, we find the best way. We are so much used to solve to find solutions with our own strengths. It goes almost against our habit to pray and make ourselves dependent on the Lord. That's why Krishna lifted for 7 days the Govardhana hill. Because the first day he wanted to show you cannot be successful by your own strength. The second day he wanted to show you cannot be successful with your own intelligence. The third day he wanted to show you cannot be successful by the knowledge which you have heard from others. The fourth day he wanted to show your money can't help you. And in this way, 7 points on the checklist were crossed out. You require my strength, my help, my divine support in order to do your thing. There's at the moment I'm writing a book, and I have heard this so often, and I've spoken so often about it, that before in the morning I start to write, I first sit down and pray. Because I know if I just write on my own strength, with my own knowledge or the wisdom I have heard, the book will have a limited power. But if I just say, please, you take over my intelligence, it will go better. Okay. Of course, many of you have the question, does God answer my questions? I remember when I was a music lover, not yet in spiritual life, there was a musical group which I liked. They were called The Doors. They found this title by opening the door from Aldous Huxley, who had the band's name was made after a statement by Aldous Huxley to open the doors of perception, no? So, I remember when I was young, I would hear the music, and often the singer of this musical group was starting his concerts with just shouting, "You cannot petition the Lord with prayers." I think many of us have the same mood. We think, does God answer my prayer? So, I mean, I've tried in the past. And there was not an immediate response, at least not the response I wanted. He didn't give me what I desired or wished for. There is a discussion in the scriptures in Chaitanya Charitamrita about this point. There is a devotee who may desire something other than service to Krishna. And the text goes on, but if he engages in the Lord's service, nevertheless, although he does want material things, like a wife perhaps, or a visa for Germany, long-term visa, or these things, if he engages in Krishna's service, Krishna gives him shelter of his lotus feet, even though he does not aspire for it. Krishna cometh, the Lord says, this person is engaged in my service, but he wants the benefits of material objects from this service. Such a devotee, Krishna thinks, is like a person who asks for poison instead of nectar. That is his foolishness. But I am not like this. I am experienced. Why should I give such a foolish person the dirty things of material enjoyment? It would be better for me to give him shelter at my lotus feet. I shall cause him to forget all material desires. If one engages in the service of the Lord, the result is that he ultimately loses his taste for harmful material things, and he gains a taste for the lotus feet of the Lord. And that's spiritual strength. I want to say in summary, yes, Krishna gives you what you desire. When you go before Lord Jagannath, before the deity, and go to Balarama, and you sincerely pray, Krishna will answer. He may not answer this second or the next second, but he will ultimately, eventually, at the end, answer. But his answer is so, his answer to your prayer is so, how do you say, in proper English? It is so special, this is what I wanted to say, that you will shift your attention from that what you were praying for when it was a material object, and you will want him only. I know when I first came to spiritual life, I wanted to do two things. I was very young and foolish. I wanted to be in Sweden because there's so many blonde ladies, and I wanted to be in Afghanistan for reasons which I'm too shy to reveal here. And both of the desires were fulfilled. I lived in Sweden for 1.5 years by Krishna's arrangement, and I also was in Afghanistan for a good amount of time. I was leading a school there for school children, little children, and their parents. But when I was in Sweden, I didn't want blonde ladies. I lost the material desire. I wanted only Krishna, and I was talking to many people there. And when I was in Afghanistan, I also had lost my taste in why I wanted to initially go there when I was not a monk. And I was also able to serve Krishna there very effectively, I think. It was, I was with a group of 3 monks. 3 monks, yes. We were 3 only. Yes. So Krishna answers our prayers, but in a way that they are not harmful for us, that we are not entangling ourselves. So yes, this is something to be remembered. Balaram, and I want to end here, has 2 aspects. A tattva aspect and a lila aspect. Let's make it simple. 2 aspects. One is he's a manifestation of God who gives strength to this universe so that everything, the planets are staying in place, the atoms stay in place, and this way we have stones and trees and houses, because there's a strong force which binds these molecules and atoms together. This is one of the strengths of God, of Balarama. And he also gives spiritual strength to those who ask him. In his pastimes, where he engages in divine play, he is in Vrindavan, and every morning he goes out with Krishna for cow herding. They go to the base of a beautiful mountain. It's a Govardhan mountain. You must see this mountain. And they go to Manasa Sarovar, a beautiful lake which is filled with the water of the Ganga. Sorry. And they eat fruits and sweets. Now we are in thick of eating. Physical reaction. I'm very, very sorry. I don't consider it very impolite to do this. It came bad. And then they come back in the evening time. They bathe and dress. They eat a feast. And in the evening they go to the palace auditorium, where there is an evening of drama, dancing, recitation, instrumental music, Vedic mantras, and a wonderful magic show. This is the daily life of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan in a nutshell. They play like as if the play is all. You know, when you see a child, for him, the world is play. Everything is dance and play and happiness. I know children sometimes cry, but when they play, they are happiness. So God plays like this, without any other purpose than just playing and playing and playing. So once in the divine play, it so happened that one Asura, a demon, came and he disguised himself like a cowherd boy. And as the play was going on, Balaram went on his shoulders, and this demon began to run away with Balaram, wanting to cause harm and possibly kill him even. As he was running, he showed his real form. In Bosnia, you say the wolf can change its fur, but it doesn't change its wolf mind. So this demon had dressed like an innocent little boy playing with the Lord, but it had his wolf mentality still inside. So he was running and increasing his size. He had huge fangs, copper red hair. He became as big as a mountain, and Balaram was sitting on top. And first he enjoyed having a good view now over Vrindavan, but then he thought this is very unusual. At that moment Krishna called out for him, O soul of souls, O secret of all secrets, why are you now acting as a human being? You are not a human being. Stop this lila, this pastime of being a little boy. Just deal with the demon in an appropriate way. And then Balarama, the source of all strength, took his celebrated fist and delivered this demon from his existence. Yes. So yes, this is the two sides of Balarama. In one side, you see him engaged in Leela and in pastime and inviting you to join the dance of love in the spiritual world. In the other aspect, you see him carrying the universe, carrying all the planets. I thought we should do a little meditation on Lord Balaram. I will, very beautiful, I will read to you, it's a text meditation from the Nectar of Devotion. It's a beautiful text. sit straight. Bring your eyes and your view to this beautiful altar. To the left side is Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram's beauty is enhanced by the earrings touching his cheeks. Balaram's face is decorated with a sign made from musk. There's the luster of youth. He has a fair complexion, the color of a crystal. Balaram wears blue garments, a garland of forest flowers. Baladev's handsome hair is tied in a graceful topknot. Splendid earrings adorn his ears. His very strong and graceful arms. His feet are decorated with splendid jewel anklets. Shri Baladev is Sri Krishna's dearest friend. Baladev is a great reservoir of the nectar of love. He's like a pot of honey, unlimited amounts of this. And again, to finish this, that your path becomes easy, free of obstacles and hindrances, and that you can move forward with strength. And don't just pray for yourself, pray for others as well. Please do this now silently in your mind. Chanting 2 times Ram again. This is an abbreviation of Balarama. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Isn't it one of the mysteries of spiritual life? Although we may not be able to see with our physical eyes the Lord, when we chant His name, like we chanted Ram in the end, we feel His presence in our heart. This is a mystery. Good. Bing, bing. The word calls. Thank you all very, very much for participating so far in this program. We will now give the microphone to God Krishna, who will sing a beautiful bhajan with us. We have the text with us. Nandini will distribute you the text, and we have about 20 copies, so you have to share the text with her. No problem. 20 people with one text. No, it's we. So, can we please give the microphone?
I'm gonna just use one.
In the meantime, you can see many priests will go many times to the altar, where we will offer the Lord a beautiful feast. And afterwards, we will invite all of you to participate in eating a feast which you will not be able to forget for the rest of your life. Radha Krishna Navajiya Thank you so much, Lord Krishna. Beautiful, beautiful song. Please put that up translation. Just this last line, Hari Hari. Oh Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly. Although I have obtained a human birth, I have not worshipped Radha Krishna. In this way, I have knowingly drunk poison. I'm very regretful and heartfelt prayer. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by the daughter of Rishabhanu, Radharani, please be merciful to me now. O Lord, please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet. For who is my beloved except for you alone? What a devotional expression. I will now turn to Leka Shravanti or Jayanti time.